Have you ever had a conversation that left you feeling more tired than before it began? Have you ever noticed that certain people, without raising their voice or causing drama, seem to silently pull the energy right out of you? And have you ever wondered why, despite trying to stay positive, motivated and centered, you find yourself emotionally depleted after certain interactions? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're uncovering a subtle but powerful dynamic that affects your well-being more than you might realize: the emotional traps woven into everyday conversations. These aren't always loud, aggressive, or obviously toxic. Sometimes, the most damaging communication comes in whispers. There are people who don't yell, don't insult, don't demand, but who still leave you feeling small, discouraged, and uncertain about yourself. And more often than not, it's not what they say, it's how they say it. Today, we are going deep into the hidden patterns that erode confidence, sabotage peace, and slowly wear down your inner light. Let's begin with a reality many of us don't want to face. Communication is not just about words. It's about energy, intention, and the emotional residue left behind. And the truth is, some people speak in ways that drain you, not because they're evil, but because they're unhealed. Their words are not rooted in truth, but in projection. Their tone isn't about you, but about the pain they carry. But unless you learn to spot it, you'll absorb it and slowly start questioning yourself. There are three primary language traps that emotionally deplete people. Once you recognize these, you'll start to reclaim your clarity, your peace, and your power. The first trap is the subtle belittlement. It doesn't sound aggressive. It sounds like sarcasm, passive-aggressive remarks, or disguised criticism. You say you're starting a new business. They say, "Oh, that's cute. Let me know how it goes after a few months." You share a personal win. They respond with, "Well, must be nice to have so much free time." You talk about your dreams. They smirk and say, "You always were kind of idealistic." These comments seem small, but repeated over time, they begin to chip away at your confidence. You start second-guessing yourself. You hesitate before sharing. You feel the need to explain or defend things that should be celebrated. Emotionally mature people don't use sarcasm to connect. They use sincerity. They don't belittle others to feel powerful. They uplift. So if you notice someone consistently making you feel like your light is too much for them, they may be trying to dim it, not always consciously, but effectively. The second trap is the chronic victim narrative. These are the people who always find a way to center the conversation around their pain, their problems, their injustice. No matter what you're going through, their story's worse, their need is greater, their experience is more important. You could be grieving, and they'll find a way to talk about how their disappointment from 5 years ago was harder. You could be celebrating, and they'll rain on your moment with their stress. You could need support, and instead, you end up supporting them. It's exhausting, because it's never a conversation. It's a vortex, and once you're pulled in, it's hard to get out. Here's the thing: everyone struggles. Everyone needs to vent, but when someone makes their pain your prison, that's not friendship. That's emotional manipulation. Mature people share pain in a way that invites empathy, not drains energy. They don't demand constant attention. They appreciate it, and they reciprocate it. The third trap is the uncertainty seed. This is when someone constantly makes you question your decisions, to your feelings, or your worth, without ever directly saying you're wrong. You express excitement about a trip, and they say, "Are you sure that's safe?" You mention a new relationship, and they ask, "What if you're just repeating old patterns?" You share your plans, and they raise eyebrows and say, "Interesting choice." They won't tell you not to do it. They'll just plant doubt, and doubt, watered with repetition, becomes self-sabotage. Emotionally draining people often operate from fear, so they try to keep you in fear too. They don't attack your dreams, they surround them with fog, and that fog makes you slow down, shrink, and sometimes even stop. But here's the truth: your inner clarity is sacred, and you must learn to guard it. But now, how do you protect yourself from these language traps? First, recognize the feeling. After spending time with someone, do you feel uplifted or depleted? Do you feel more confident or more uncertain? Your emotional aftertaste will tell you the truth your mind is trying to rationalize. Second, stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Some people don't ask questions to learn. They ask to poke holes. Don't waste energy convincing them. Use that energy to build your life. Third, set boundaries with grace but firmness. That doesn't mean dramatic exits or confrontations. It means fewer explanations, less availability, and more intentional conversations. It means saying, "I'm not available for this topic right now," or "let's talk about something lighter," or simply, "I need a moment to myself." Fourth, surround yourself with energy that matches your growth. This doesn't mean cutting everyone out. It means investing more in the people who inspire you, challenge you gently, celebrate your wins, and hold space for your losses without turning them into their own monologue. Finally, become more aware of your own language. We've all used draining patterns at times, especially when stressed or scared. The goal isn't perfection. It's awareness. It's being honest enough to say, was I just seeking attention instead of connection? Or did I just undermine someone because I feel insecure? The more conscious you are of your words, the more power you have over your energy. And the more you protect your energy, the more you become a safe space for others without losing yourself. Let me end with this: your energy is your responsibility. No one has the right to drain it without your permission. And you don't owe anyone endless access to your presence just because you've known them long or because they mean well. It is okay to love someone and limit your time with them. It is okay to care and still protect your peace. It is okay to say enough when the conversation becomes a cage. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Has someone's language left you feeling drained? Have you learned to set boundaries? Or have you realized you need to change how you speak to others? Like this video if it gave you clarity. Subscribe for more content on emotional health, communication, and the quiet power of protecting your peace. Thanks for watching this video. Your energy is sacred. Protect it like your future depends on it, because it does.